In this video, we will show you how to winterize 2 marine air conditioners in 3 minutes using 2 quarts of antifreeze. We will do this using the blue C-flush reservoir and the gray shop vac insert. A small shop vac and 2 quarts of antifreeze will also be used. The blue reservoir will be fit into the air conditioner's sea strainer. We will not be using the white snorkel hose because air conditioning pumps do not create suction like the pumps of an engine or generator. On this demo boat, the air conditioning's cooling water enters at a through-hole fitting, flows through the sea strainer before going to the air conditioning pump. From the air conditioning pump, the water splits into 2 hoses which go on to service 2 air conditioners before being discharged on the port side of the hull. Next, we will show the winterization process in real time with a stopwatch. At the end of the 3 minutes, we'll show you the internal workings of an air conditioning pump and explain why this method is so efficient. This boat will be winterized in the water, so we'll start by closing the seacock, then unscrew the lid on the sea strainer. Next, remove the strainer basket and use the shop vac to draw the water out of the sea strainer. With the water removed from the sea strainer, we then set the blue C-flush reservoir on top of the sea strainer and use the bungees to hold it in place. In the next step, we will be using the output side of the shop vac to force air down into the system. We do this for 2 reasons. The first on this boat is because it's staying in the water through the winter, so we want to clear the water out of the inlet hose leading up to the sea strainer. The second reason is to force the water downstream out of the air conditioner. This is the actual winterization process. With the shop vac running, we open the seacock and look or listen for bubbles outside of the boat. This step can be skipped if the boat is on land. With the seacock closed, air is now forced downstream through the air conditioning pump and the individual air conditioners. The airflow forces any low-lying water out of the system. At this point, the system is mostly winterized, but to be sure, we'll use the shop vac to force some antifreeze through the system to get visual confirmation. We pour antifreeze down the gray shop vac insert, filling the sea strainer and the shop vac insert with antifreeze. Then insert the hose and turn on the shop vac to force the antifreeze through the system. The process is repeated until pink antifreeze can be seen coming from each of the 2 air conditioner discharges. This is how the antifreeze looks at the discharge in slow motion. At this point, we have visual confirmation that the air conditioning system is winterized. Initially, we saw the bubbles while clearing the intake hose leading up to the sea strainer. Lastly, we saw the pink antifreeze coming from the discharge ports of each of the 2 air conditioners. The last few steps are to remove the C-flush reservoir, insert the strainer basket, and secure the strainer lid. And there you have it. 2 air conditioners winterized using C-flush, a shop vac, and $2 worth of antifreeze, all in under 3 minutes. We didn't have to run the air conditioner, and there were no priming issues. To understand why winterizing air conditioners with C-flush works so well, you have to know a few things about air conditioning pumps. The first thing is that air and water can flow through an air conditioning pump whether it's running or not. This characteristic allows air conditioning systems to be winterized using C-flush without the need to turn the pump on. To see how they work, let's take a look at the inside of an air conditioning pump. AC pumps work because of centrifugal force. The inlet is in the center and the output on the pump is on the outside radius. Inside of the pump, you'll notice that the impeller blades do not make contact with the walls of the pump housing. This is the reason that air conditioning pumps are not self-priming. They do not create suction. Lastly, air conditioning impeller blades are not coupled directly to the motor. They're magnetically driven to prevent overheating in the event that the motor is run dry. All of these attributes provide a relatively long service life even under continuous duty use. For more information, visit cflush.com.